Of course, a lot is being said about the um, Renee Good's protest that's been going on in Minnesota, Minneapolis, right? You all know about the unaliving, or would I say the killing of the woman who came out and was trying to save people in her neighborhood when she saw eyes. She was the one who was telling people, go and hide, these people are here. And then blah, blah, blah happened, and, eyes had to pull up on her. But the thing is, the people who actually unalived her is also a white person like her. And now they are protesting. They are protesting. This thing happened like last week. It's really painful that she's such a sweet person. She has a good heart. She came out to do this, because of what is happening. Obviously, she's trying to fight for, the Somalis, who are the main targets right now of ICE in Minnesota and Minneapolis, right? But then I don't really think it's the right thing to do, right? I am not in support of, ICE unaliving anybody. No, it's not good, right? Especially Renee Good is innocent, and she shouldn't, have, passed in the way she actually passed. It's really, really painful. But then a lot of things have been going on, protests here and there. People are beginning to say so many things. Oh, black people are not saying anything. Why are black people not coming to the protest? Why are they not saying this? In fact, some of these protests, you see, was even taken to the church. Taken inside the church. That's to tell you how serious this is. And I'm like, how? But this is really, really, that one, I don't like it. The church is a sacred place. You shouldn't take such things into the church. It's unfair, right? It's unfair. But anyways, watch these videos. I'll be back with, the commentary. Just watch these few videos I have for you so you can see what people are actually saying. Please do not forget that, this video is for entertainment purpose, and then the credit goes to these creators as well. So please watch.
They want you emotional about Renee Good, but they don't ask you or tell you about the people who are dying because of her ideology. Have y'all heard about Bekaria Thompson, the 19-year-old female who was essayed and then thrown off of a bridge by an illegal alien? Have y'all heard about that? But yet, Renee Good is a hero for dying for these type of people.
Hey, so just out of curiosity, has anybody seen any Somalis protesting for Renee Good? Has anybody seen any Somalis at these anti-ICE protests? Has anybody seen any Somalis share any GoFundMes for Renee Good? Has anybody seen any Somalis stand up for her since this death was such a tragedy? Or did the Somalis do what they usually do, which is just scam and grift and have somebody else hold the bag for it? Because you see, this entire situation, this entire firestorm was brought up because people found these Somalis scamming in Minneapolis and overall Minnesota in general. So it is scamming Somalis that started this entire thing that has been going on all across the country. So you've got these white liberals in an uproar, and they're out here getting killed because of all this. And so my question remains, where are the Somalis, the people that you're protesting for, the people that white liberals are quite obviously at this point giving their lives for? Are they standing next to you? Are they standing up in this fight? Or are they just spending their scam money on cars and shoes and $2,400 glasses and all of those different things? Or maybe some of those Somalis are going into local BLM chapters pretending to be Black Americans, which are not, by the way, in order to get Black Americans upset and protesting about all this stuff. So again, I ask you, where are the Somali protesters?
A group of radical anti-ICE protesters invaded the city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota. What's most insane is that they live streamed themselves doing this.
Out now! Out now!
This is a clear violation of the FACE Act. You actually can't invade a church or a synagogue or a mosque in the middle of a service and intimidate, threaten, or coerce the people that are in attendance. Now, thankfully, President Trump is in the White House. Thankfully, Pam Bondi is in charge of the Department of Justice, and Harmeet Dillon is in charge of the Civil Rights Division. They are going to investigate and charge to the fullest extent of the law. These are sacred places. And the people that organized this march, the Racial Justice Network, this invasion of a sacred place of worship, they know better. Nikema Levy Pounds is a name that if you live in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area and you're involved in politics in any way, shape, or form, you know who she is. She's a radical leftist. She's one of the main organizers for a bunch of the Black Lives Matter protests that turned into riots. She actually organized a bunch of deranged leftists to go to Liz Collin and Bob Kroll's house in Hugo, Minnesota, the same town that I was living at the time, and they made effigies of Liz and Bob and beat them in a neighborhood that had a bunch of children, and they screamed obscenities. So Nikema Levy Pounds runs this organization, and I hope she is charged to the fullest extent of the law. In fact, every single person that was involved should be charged. And Don Lemon, for whatever reason, was there as a journalist, but I think he overstepped his bounds. The way that if you watch the videos, that he was like threatening the pastor and like was like, oh, don't touch me and all this different stuff. He should be charged too. You can't just go and violate people's religious rights and then claim, well, I'm just a journalist, so I'm not violating your rights. All of them should be charged and thrown in jail.
Hold up, y'all pulled up to a church in the middle of service to yell about Renee Good because one of the pastors is an acting director of ICE? What are we doing? Be ashamed of yourselves. Each and every last one of those protesters should be charged with violating the FACE Act, which protects places of worship to practice freedom of religion without interference. They clearly interfered. The church service only lasted 20 minutes. For no reason. Also, what did all that hooting and hollering accomplish? Let me answer. Nothing. That pastor's gonna keep preaching and upholding the laws of our country by being an acting director of ICE instead of bombarding the man's place of worship. You should be applauding this man. He's saving lives. Don Lemon was all too happy in recording all the chaos in the church, and he asked the pastor, did you try talking to the protesters? Are we for real? Those protesters didn't come to talk. They came to protest! Obviously! Those individuals can face up to 6 months in jail and up to a $10,000 fine, and I hope they get the max of both. Me too! Keep it up, Donald Trump! Ow!
How do we get to a situation like this in Minneapolis? Are immigration laws just straight up unjust, all of them? The mayor thinks so. Harvard Law Review talks about progressive prosecution, saying that prosecutors are processing people through an inherently oppressive system. But on the streets, sheriffs are saying that they keep seeing the same people. Like this guy in Baltimore was let out on murder convictions twice only to commit a third murder. Or now in Illinois, we are automatically sealing nonviolent criminal records. So fraud, drug use, prostitution, theft. Now, if you're an employer and you do a background check on somebody with drug charges and you have a workplace that needs to be safe, that just won't come up on the background check. If you're trying to do a background check on a tenant who's trying to rent your property and they had a prostitution charge, you won't see it. So what does the sheriff say happens when you don't hold criminals to account? The people paying for it is you, me, and everyone else in the community. Yep. The New York Times says Trump is the threat to democracy. The ACLU says we need to defend the Constitution because Trump is attacking democracy. But you have literal elected officials blocking the access of federal agents to a federal building. The federal agents there to enforce a law that was signed into law by a Democrat. In elementary school, we learn how a bill becomes a law. This is how you change a law in a democracy. And this is how you elect people in a democracy, and the person elected has the job of enforcing the laws. But we have lots of parts of our society, like Philadelphia, banning minor traffic stops. So we just don't care if you're on your cell phone while driving, even if it endangers people. New York University is even publishing a blueprint for cities to reduce traffic stops. The goal here is not to enforce the law, but to actually not have to interact with people. Here's a list of all the sanctuary states and counties and cities. You even have some of these cities giving illegal immigrants ID cards. But in a world without laws, you have chaos. This comes from John Locke. He is the British philosopher whose ideas are the foundation for liberal democracy. And you can think of laws like a traffic light. You give up your freedom to go while the light is red so that you can be guaranteed that you do not crash your car. There is a reason that we have traffic laws. And when you have mayors flaunting laws, Harvard saying that prosecutors are just processing people through an oppressive system, and people seeing that you can get 2 murder convictions and then get out of jail again. You create a culture and a society where people think it's okay to flaunt the law with often terrible consequences. So my question is this: have we chosen lawlessness? Is lawlessness cool?
Now, here's what I'll have to say. The reason why you see black people are not really coming out is because of what they've also been through. A lot of them have been unalived this way. I'm telling you, the eyes have also done their own share part of, stuff to these black people as well. They have their own experience. You don't expect them to go out for people who will never go out for them. You don't expect that. And so that is what is actually happening right now. These people are not going to go out for people that will never be out for them. But it doesn't mean that people don't sympathize with them. They sympathize with them. It's really painful. This shouldn't happen to anybody's child, right? Renee could have been somebody's sister, somebody's child, somebody's mom, somebody's wife, somebody's partner, whatever. And this happened. It's not good. But please, do not force people to start doing the whole protest thing. It shouldn't be that way. And again, something else I noticed is the people she came out to even save are not on the streets. The Somalis are not even on the streets. Then they didn't come out to protest. According to them, some of them said they were the one who were providing transportation. But I don't think it's enough. Come on, this woman came out because of you. The least you could do for her is to be out there too. But anyways, I really am not even surprised. Why would I be surprised? When these people have always, they've never, this is who they've been. This is how they've been. And honestly, I can't even say much, right? They're really calculative on why they're in that country and what they have to. So if you put your life on the line for those people, you have yourself to be blamed. That's all I have to say. Anyways, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments, and do not forget, it's me, Global Gist with BJ. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.